when we talked about what is the vision and national service, I think it does not begin or should not begin at the high school level. I think it needs to go to the primary school level.
Leveraging and launching our creative industries in the country.
That's gotten mixed reviews.
Well, I think what got mixed reviews is not the concept, but the labeling.
What we do today will affect those coming after us.
A store clerk thwarts an armed robbery attempt. You won't believe who was holding the gun.
At that time, she yacked out a shotgun.
Police say they weren't notified of any issues with the ankle bracelet found on a recent murder victim. The jury now deliberating in the Kofi Goodman murder trial, plus a look at the Baha Mar Academy. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Nakia DeVoe, and this is NV12. Thanks for joining us here at Cable 12 Studios. Employees at a store in Town Center Mall were held up at gunpoint today, and in a development that even surprised police, the alleged culprit is a teenage girl. NB12 was on the scene this afternoon where luckily no one was injured and the alleged attempted robbers were caught. Paige McCartney has all the details.
Well, thanks to the quick thinking of a store employee, one of the suspects, a teenage girl, was accosted and is now in police custody.
According to police, the incident happened just after noon today. They say a girl dressed like a man entered the Zona Viva clothing store in the Town Center Mall. After looking around for a while and picking up a few items, she went to the checkout counter. Police say she then took out a sawed-down shotgun that she was concealing in a bag and pointed it at the cashier and the store manager. 30-year-old Kenneth Pinder thought quick and tackled the alleged armed robber.
The customer pulled out a shotgun and aimed it at my boss, who was behind the register. Her name is Mrs. Stacey Wells. And my co-worker, he was not too long in front of us, standing up, questioning the customer about the items that she needed. And at the same time I noticed it, I was off at a distance and I ran at the customer, slashed the shotgun on the customer, and the shot went off. And the customer ran out of the store. I ran after her and I caught her not too far right by the post there.
A customer at the store who did not want to be identified said she was about to enter the store when the whole thing unfolded. She was able to capture on video the young girl being accosted by the store's employees on her cell phone. She shared that video with NB12. The customer said she was shocked to see something like this happen, but she won't let this attempted robbery deter her from shopping at her favorite store.
Trust me, this is a store that I like, I love, and for that to take place in a sweet Nassau, it's not nice, and crime don't pay. And she says she's 13, so we need to check these parents out and do better for our country.
Police say the culprit wasn't alone. She was with a male accomplice whom they say initially escaped but returned to the store a short while later, and they were able to arrest him. Store manager Charles Fox said he noticed something funny about the shoppers from the start.
From she came in, she was acting a little funny from she came in, but she got a lot of items at the time, and then she was hesitant to pay. So at that time, she yacked out a shotgun.
You guys got the guy who was with her as well, right?
Yeah, it was a guy, it was a young man. He came in. They didn't came in at the same time, but she came in first. But those who were they were probably in sync with what they was doing at the time, because we noticed after watching the footage that they were giving each other eye contact and stuff, whether or not to move or whether or not to do stuff. But we were so busy serving, we didn't pick up on all that. And then at the time when the shot fired, he ran out the store and he was wearing a red shirt at the time. And when the police were here, he came back in the mall and he was wearing a white shirt at the time. So they apprehended him.
The store manager said after today's incident, he believes all business owners should have weapons to protect themselves. For NB12, I'm Paige McCartney.
Well, Tall Pines Member of Parliament and businessman Leslie Miller is appealing to government to amend the Firearms Act to allow business owners to carry high-powered weapons, including handguns. Miller made his appeal while telling NB12 yesterday the story of how he had to chase after and fire his licensed shotgun at two men who he believes were responsible for stealing thousands of dollars worth of copper from Robin Hood off Tonique's William Darling Highway yesterday morning. Miller said a change in the law is long overdue, and in today's climate of high crime, business owners above all should be armed.
I have a right to kill any of them. I don't mind myself, I'm dying, but I have a right to protect my family, and I will protect them at any cost. A shotgun is useless to any businessman in this country. When these guys got these 9mm handguns, they can hit off 9 rounds or 14 rounds on you quick. And on the shotgun, you have to, normally they keep about 6 to 9 bullets. We are at a distinct disadvantage. And I'm asking the government, you must now consider the welfare of business people in this country. You must do it.
Miller said he has been a victim of crime at least 3 times in the last 5 years. In 2 of those incidents, a gun was placed to his head, he said. His family-owned business, Mario's Entertainment Palace, has also been targeted. He suggested the government has been reluctant to provide business owners shotgun licenses, which currently can only be obtained for hunting purposes. But he says even shotguns can't fully protect business owners who often come face-to-face with criminals armed with high-powered weapons.
And you have many businessmen in this country, many of them, come to me on a daily basis, asking me, Mr. Miller, could you please assist us in securing a handgun? These are regular, normal, sensible people. No one is going to misuse a handgun. But you have the right to protect your interests. You have the right to protect your life and your family's life, which is the most important.
Now, there have been several instances where business owners or employees shot robbery suspects with licensed shotguns. In December, an employee shot and killed a masked man armed with a gun who allegedly tried to rob Palm Tree Supermarket on Palm Tree Avenue off East Street. Earlier that month, a man who allegedly committed several armed robberies over a 3-day period was shot dead by a security guard after he allegedly robbed John Shea No. 8 food store on Carmichael Road. The man had allegedly robbed New Oriental Cleaners located on the same road earlier that day. Well, as investigations continue into Monday's discovery of a decomposed body near the South Beach Canal, the officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit's Homicide Division claims police did not receive notification from the electronic monitoring company that there were any issues with the ankle bracelet found on the victim. Authorities are also trying to determine how many people have been murdered while being electronically monitored. Vonick Toot reports.
Head of CDU's Homicide Division, ASP Solomon Cash, says investigators have requested a log from ICS Security Concepts to determine where the victim was in the days leading up to his murder. Asked whether it is protocol for the contracted company to contact police when a suspect is immobile for an extended period of time or if a device is off the grid, he said this is a peculiar case because police haven't had many situations where a person went missing and ended up dead. Meantime, Assistant Commissioner of Police Leon Bethel wouldn't comment on whether protocol was followed in this case, but said police are in constant communication with ICS, which manages the electronic monitoring program.
We get calls from ICS practically every day. There is a continued communication every day. This is ongoing every day. So whether or not we communicated on this matter, I cannot discuss that.
But are you happy with the rapport the two companies have had since 2010, the two organizations?
We have been communicating, and I would say that, and we want to continue to communicate with them as long as they are monitoring these folks.
ICS President and CEO Stephen Greenslade told NB12 on Wednesday he is satisfied his team followed protocol in monitoring 33-year-old Anthony Fox's role, but pointed out ankle bracelets can't stop bullets. Bethel says police are currently conducting a review to determine how many people have been murdered while wearing ankle bracelets. Despite State Minister for National Security Keith Bell's recent assertion that the number is totally unacceptable, Bethel said it is the force's job to protect the public.
I know that we in the police force, we are responsible for protecting the public, and we are trying to do that every day.
And that includes people with ankle bracelets?
Including the persons who wear ankle bracelets. That's why we're asking the public to give us the person who responsible for that matter. We have a duty to all persons who are in this Bahamas.
Meantime, Cash, who spoke with us via telephone, said the missing persons report was made on Saturday at Central Police Station. Roll's girlfriend reported that he had not been seen since the 22nd of July. A fisherman stumbled upon his decomposed body in bushes near the South Beach canals on Monday. As police tried to determine how he went missing, the assistant commissioner pleaded with anyone with information about his murder to contact them anonymously.
Please, someone out there knows who shot that young man and dumped his body out to South Beach. We are still asking members of the public to please come and tell us something, give us the information so that we can get that murderer off the street or murderers off the street. People know us. We keep asking, please tell your police. Let your police this country to make this country a safe place for all of us to live.
Reporting for MB12, I'm Vonnie Toot.
Chaos erupts in a nightclub after a gunman went on a shooting spree, injuring 5 people. Police say the incident happened around 9 last night in a nightclub at 7th Street off Robinson Road. We're told that a man in a black and white jacket walked into the club and started firing gunshots into the crowd. 4 people ages 22, 28, 33, and 37 were injured. It's alleged that the man also fired gunshots while he was fleeing the establishment, shooting another person, a 41-year-old man, outside of the nightclub. Now, 2 of those victims were treated and discharged. 3 of them are still in hospital, but their conditions were unknown up to airtime. Police are now asking for your help finding the culprit who fled the scene in a black Honda vehicle driven by another man. He's described as a dark male about 5 feet 6 inches tall. Anyone with information on last night's multiple shooting is asked to call police immediately. And officers also need the public's help finding this man, 29-year-old Valentino Dorset of Sampson Street, Nassau Village. His picture is there on your screen. He's wanted for murder and attempted armed robbery. He's 6 foot 1 inch tall, of medium build and dark brown complexion, according to police. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call CDU at 502-9991 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS.